monopoly. Number one business dominates the market. So here, it means it is the only supplier of goods or services in that industry. Do we get one business dominating here? The only supplier of goods or services in that industry. That is one business dominating. Do we get the point here?
Yes.
The second one, unique products. For unique products, the product is differentiated. It's not going to be the same.
Yes.
So in a monopoly structure, it means the product produced or the services provided is going to be the only service provided. There's no replica. It's not going to be the same with other firms. So the business will be providing or producing goods or services that are not the same with any other firm or any other business. That is what it means by unique products. Do you understand unique products here?
Yes.
That means the product is differentiated. The product is differentiated from others. That is why we call it unique product. Any questions about unique product?
No.
Good. Shall we move on?
Yes.
Okay. The third one, they are price maker. Why do we call monopoly? Okay, you see what it is.
Yes. Mr.
Yes, please.
The product is
Differentiated from others. Differentiated. It's different. Just like you write unique product, then a colon stroke, a column, then the product is differentiated from competitors. Are we done? Alright. The third one, price maker. Note. Okay, let's do it. When you have one firm dominating the industry, it dictates the price. It is the monopoly that talks about the price. It is the monopoly that decides what to sell, how to sell, when to sell. So there is no demand for a supply of here. It is whatever it wants to sell that it will sell. So most of the time, monopoly, what do? They try to keep products. They try to reduce supply so that they can increase the price of the products. You know, it is the only one supplying the industry. It's the only firm supplying in that industry. So if this company is the only company that is producing marker, so it could decide to stop supplying markers. So markers become scarce. As a result, changes the price to increase the price. That's why we say monopoly are what? Price makers. Do we get it?
Yeah.
They are price makers because they decide the supply of the products. So they could decide not to supply. They could decide to limit supply if they want to increase the price. That's why they are price makers. So decision about price increase comes basically from them. So if they feel they want to increase the price of a product, what do? They limit the supply of the product. So by limiting the supply of the product becomes scarce. And if there's scarcity, I need it, you need it, everybody needs it, we'll be willing to pay any price for that
It's
product.
high, they pay high, they sell high.
Do you get it? So anybody would want, because we all need the products, and we have only one supplier of such products. So whatever the price they call it, we'll be willing and ready to pay. That's why they are price maker. Is it clear?
Yes.
Alright. For price maker.
They can also lower the price to.
Do you see? I'll tell you why it's not possible for monopoly to lower price. I'm going to come back there.
To remove competition.
Yeah, you said a monopoly could reduce price. Yes. When you go to stop right please, you're going to write. Just listen to me. When you go through some of the advantages monopoly has, because they are operating on a large scale, they could enjoy economies of scale. So that allows them to sell at a lower price. But mostly, monopoly, they want to maximize profit. As a result, they would not think about lower prices. Do you get it? But you have to put in mind that because monopoly, it's a market that is dominated by an individual firm, it will be operating on a large scale because it's selling to large numbers of customers. So that allows it to have a reduced average cost of production, meaning that prices can be affordable for customers. Do you understand the point here? But don't think a monopoly will come up with, a monopolist will come up with lower prices. No. It wants to continue to dominate. The monopoly doesn't want competitors.
Yes.
You know, when you have competitors, what happens? Your revenue fall because you have to share revenue with other competitors. So, you want to
But like some monopolists lower the price to when they feel threatened by another firm. They feel like it will be
they charge
oligopoly or something.
I got your point.
Yeah.
But let me put it this way to you, for you. Monopoly, they could, if an industry wants to become a monopoly, an industry could become, a competitive market could become a monopoly. How? By coming together to start merging or integrating. So this reduces the number of suppliers in the market. And as time goes on, those huge firms start dominating and taking away or fending off those small businesses that cannot compete. What will they do? They start charging what we call predatory pricing. Predatory. This kind of pricing system makes small firms to be out of business.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they will start charging lower prices because they are large businesses. They operate on a larger scale. So they have reduction in their own average cost of production. But for the small firms, they cannot operate on a large scale.
You can't afford to lower the price.
They cannot afford to lower the prices. As a result, it becomes difficult for them to compete. So because they cannot compete, they will be out of business. So within a short period of time, you see that the industry becomes a monopoly. I think you get the point there now. So a competitive market could become a monopoly. How? When businesses start coming together by merger or taking over to reduce the supply in the market. And as soon as supply reduces in the market, customers have less choice to make. These, little by little, it becomes a monopoly. I think that is clear. But here we are still talking about price maker, and we understand what price maker is. Monopoly, they are price maker. Why? Because most of the time they can restrict supplies in the market. And as soon as they restrict supplies in the market, we all start looking for the product. Scarcity comes up. Because the product is scarce, we are willing to pay any amount for it. Now they give the price. They are the price maker. I think it's clear. Is it clear, please? And the last one, barriers to entry. Monopolies, they don't want competitors. So what do? They try to come up with different strategies that would make you to lose interest. That would, how do I put it? That would not make you to want to be part of that industry. That would discourage you. Do you get the point? So they could come up with huge advertisements. That when you see these adverts, you're like, I cannot spend such amount on advertisement. They come up with different things that would not allow you to want to set up in that industry.
They spend a lot of money on advertising.
Yes. So that you cannot start thinking about coming into the industry. So because they said monopolies often exist because competition is what discourages. That's what the point is. So they discourage you from going into that industry. They discourage you from setting up in that industry with different strategies. So when you think about coming to the educational industry, like, no, I can't. I cannot compete with that school.
Even Mr. If he went and want to compete, they will lower the prices and you can't afford it.
They come back to this to take you off the market. So you won't, when you are not profiting, when you are not making profit, are you still going to be staying in the market? No, because you're not making profit. So monopolies, they try to come up with different strategies to ensure that the market does not interest you. That is the point. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Barriers to entry.